If the house was on fire, which photograph would you grab?
No. I'd get them all out. I would. My hair would be on fire, but I'd get them all out.
You have been in front of the camera for years and a student of the moving image. Lead us down the path of how you became a collector of photography.
I'm thinking my mother. She gave me a Brownie Kodak camera, black and white. I'm sure the quality, I haven't seen these pictures in a long time, I'm sure the quality was very dodgy. But I remember starting to understand composition.
How did you begin training your eye?
Well, being a film actor, you're dealing with images all the time. You know, we've got 4 cameras here. Each one of them is telling a different story. And depending on who the operator is, each camera and the operator then adds another element of storytelling. And of course, my eye got better at seeing images over the years and understanding the difficulty of achieving some of these things, especially the extraordinary ones that are so beautifully printed, the Irving pens, what it takes to create a print like that.
Would you say there's a particular theme that runs through this group of photographs? And how did that evolve?
I think I'm probably more interested in faces and bodies. You know, being an actor, my basic tool is emotions, storytelling. So I think most of the pictures that I respond to have a story that's suggested. I'm looking at the Robert Frank over here. It's a woman through a bus window. And that look, it's like a close-up in a movie. Gustave Le Gray, to me, he was still in the beginning of photography. This was the 1860s. And the size of those prints, the lusciousness of those prints, was astonishing what he was able to accomplish. Most of these photographers you see here are not that interested in technique. And the ones that are interested in technique and were talking to me were also coming from a deep personal place of an understanding of the universe. I especially like that pen in particular.
This
is really wonderful.
This is a great one.
I lived with that a lot.
There's a sort of storyboard narrative piece by Dwayne Michaels. How did that come about?
So I started making movies and, you know, I forget if it was Vogue or whatever, they sent a photographer to take pictures of me. We were shooting and having fun. It wasn't like, you know, hey, God, when is this going to be over? So we did that shoot, and then I called him up and I said, look, I got some other things to do. Why don't you and I just go out and take some shots, and I'll use them later on. So we became friends. It took a lot of shots. I mean, the guy's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I have them all over my house. I don't think I'm selling all of them. I think I said I can't. I like these too much.
Several of the Deanne Arbus photographs that you own are from her very last series, which was called Untitled. And there's also a kind of dreamlike, theater-like aspect to those. What was it that attracted you?
They are theatrical. There's a sense of Halloween about them. Depending on how you look at it, it can be very hard, challenging photographs, or there can be a great sense of play and delight about them.
Your relationship with Herb was clearly very special. So many of his images are true icons of fashion photography, and especially of the 80s and 90s.
He really liked his subjects.
Right.
Certainly made people look better than they really are.
Right.
Which made us really happy too. I mean, I sat with him editing photographs from a shoot,
Right.
and he'd be up all night because he cared incredibly deeply.
And then this print of Herb's, I mean, so this is...
Yeah, I'm happy to see this again because it's not the usual with Herb at all.
Like you said, not only is the tone warm, the person is beautiful, but there's this warmth that resonates off of the image
Well, he
itself.
put a tint, there is a kind of a reddish tint that's coming off of this, and he experimented with that a lot. I particularly like this one. Feels like it's personal to him.
Yeah.
I remember when Herb shot this.
Oh, yeah.
He was working with someone, I don't know if it's his idea or his set designers. You know, let's do something with fish or an octopus or something. And then he got Jaimin to put it on his head. It's a painted quality.
Yeah.
where it's blurred. It doesn't feel photographic at all. Herb also sent off, I don't know how many dozens of cameras for a project in Africa. Just sent the cameras off and said, just make images of what's going on there. Was always donating to projects. As most people know, he died of HIV/AIDS. He was an artist who was genuinely humble and genuinely concerned about the world.
What's poppin', you see, with photography, you wanna always follow the emotions, you know? Well, everybody might have a different type of photography they love. You know, you might like doing landscape photography, you might like shooting products, you like, you know, everybody is different, but with your photography, you have to be very detailed. You know, the detail is important. You know, take your shit serious. And like I said, when I first started photography, I studied all these photographers. Just like in that video, I got their books, I read their books, I studied their work. You know, it's gonna be a time for that, you know? But then it's gonna be a time where the documentary is gonna get tiring. You're gonna be tired of looking at other photographers. Oh, you can put out a book yourself, you know? You can do the same thing those photographers did. And you know what's crazy? A lot of people, they ask me, oh man, what camera should I get? Man, look, it doesn't matter what camera you get. If you can afford a $500 camera, get that. Get the kit lens starting. And then as you get better, you get a better lens. It don't matter. They showed you pictures in this video that was from the 1800s, you know? Imagine what cameras they had. And those pictures still live today. Those prints still live today. They still stand the test of time. It doesn't matter. It's all about your eye and how you see the world. Everybody sees the world differently. For my photography, yeah, body is sometimes important to me, but the most important thing to me is the face, you know, the expressions on the face, emotions. I have to see emotions. In art, it's with anything, music, paintings, I have to see emotions. If I don't see emotions, it's like, yeah, you know, that's why I don't care about like when girls are like nude. And if it's no emotions, if I can't see the eyes, if I can't see the face, if the body is not making a certain emotion, to me, I just can't relate to it, you know, because that's how I view the world. I don't know why, you know, that's why I say all photographers are different. You may view the world differently than me. I just know the face is important to me. I have to see emotion, so that's why on my photo shoots, I don't pose. I don't tell models to pose. I don't tell people to pose. I have conversations with them. We talk, and then we just let it flow. And that's when you're gonna notice people is gonna start being themselves. They're gonna start posing the way they naturally pose. You know, because the body don't lie. You know, I can tell if somebody's body lying, you know, if they forcing it, but if you just talking to them, asking them questions as a photographer, you know, see, a photographer plays many roles. You could be a therapist, a mentor, anything. And sometimes a photographer don't have to talk, because guess what? The eyes, the lens of the camera and that model, it just connects, man. Sometimes you'll have a connection so crazy with a model that it'll feel like love. And I'm not kidding. It'll feel like love. I don't know what like kind of power is that, but it's a very powerful feeling. And when you can click with a model or click with, you know, just like an everyday person, I'm telling you, that's when you get your best shots. Let me show you something. And this from my photography book. This is the first one I put out in 2019, you know. And this is Mariah. We took this probably like in 2018. And this was like our, second time meeting. But when we came together to create, it was so magical. Like, it was just natural. Nothing was forced. Everything was just natural. You know, just look at that. Straight emotions. Like, you cannot make that up. That's real raw emotion. Every time I look at it, I get a different emotion, and that's what that's what I like. Let me show you another one. This one here. That's Mariah again. Just natural. Just an everyday. That's something you would see. Let's say you were chilling with your girlfriend or something, and she was just looking at you change the tire or do whatever. That's a natural look. In the background you see the steering wheel. You see the crack in the mirror. Just natural. And that's how you want your photography to be. Nothing forced. Just everything chill emotions. Show you something else. Took this. This was in Georgia, I think. Like this guy over here, and look, every guy has been every guy has been to this point. Every guy has been to this point in his life. You can say he's reflecting on life, on good times. You can say he's reflecting on bad times, but it's an emotion. Like, it's gonna keep you. It's an emotion, and you always see the face. The eyes are important. That's a gem too in photography. The eyes are important. Remember that. Oh, my favorite. See, I can talk about my book because I really put my soul in it, and it's called Sounds of the Soul. And look. It's a mother and her son. Now, see, I take pictures where they get better with time, and when he's 14, 13, and she's in her 40s or something like that, they can look back at this. He can have this picture for forever, and that's why I create pictures like this, because I want them to last forever. Yeah, I can do the supermodel all up, but that's not my style. Yeah, I love models, but I also know it's real life out here, and you want a picture with your mother. You want to have that picture with your mother, so I knew that was important. Oh, also my favorites. See, and I told them to just be natural. I told them to just be natural, and look what he did. Look. That will last forever. These pictures will last forever. When she's 60 and he's in his 30s or 20s, he can look back on these pictures and he can be happy, that he had this time with his mother. And your pictures should always tell stories. You don't tell like what I'm doing right now. You don't want to tell a story. You want your pictures to tell a story. So another one of my favorites. Remember I said the eyes are important. One of my favorites, the eyes are important. Just perfect. That day the wind was blowing, it was cold as hell, but when you talk to your model and you just bring them to your world and you make everything calm, I'm telling you, it's the best feeling in the world. It's a natural high when you and your model can just vibe with no words. And that's the point in photography. That's where you want to get to. That's where you want to get to. You want to get to a point where, at first you probably have to talk to the models and y'all probably have to, come together. But then eventually, when y'all meet again, you want to be just silent. Telling the mood and just silence. And that's when you create your best work. Like I said, the eyes are important. Always capture the eyes, because the eyes tell everything. You know, the eyes tell. It's a person's world. You can tell a person. You can tell if they happy, sad. You know, like sometimes I just wear my shades because this shit bright as hell over here. But the eyes just tell everything. You know, the eyes tell if somebody is passionate about what they really care about. The eyes tell if someone really doesn't like, you know, what they say they're passionate about. You know, this shit is real. Let me put my shit back on. My fucking eyes hurt. But yeah, so in photography, I zoned out like a motherfucker. When I pick up that book, I just zone out. But like I say, man, in photography, it doesn't matter what camera you have. It doesn't matter what lens you have at the moment. Everything you need is around you. Like I always say, you can go outside. And here's another gem. This is the last gem I'm giving y'all today. Use things makes perfect photography. Use things, what do I mean by use things? Beat up cars, homes that are old and like worn out, but you can see the person has art in their home. They have a personality in their homes. You know, they buy certain vintage furniture. They buy certain items to make their beat up home feels like a, you know, like a comfort home. You know, like things that are used makes perfect photography. So don't be out here trying to go to the luxury hotels and shoot. Go to the man. Look, start with what you got. You know, you live in the hood. You live in areas where there's not like a lot of luxury and shit. Hey, use what you have. The best photography comes with, I'm telling you, man, when I create my next book, I'm going to use beat up cars. I'm going to use old things that has been worn out, you know, because they tell a story. Old used things tell stories. And that's the most important part of this video. Your art, your photography should tell a story. You know, it should tell a story. It should tell your story. However you see the world, that's what it should tell. Let's get it.